Definitely. The NFT revolution is here, and nobody has really been able to add the utilities to them to really make them kind of pop it and really embrace Web3. So we have a league that's great, 12 teams. The league owned all 12 teams, and to now be able to decentralize that and bring in these great communities who can own these teams and also grow the league. And it's a new frontier, and we're glad to be in. Gary, he's been a great guy in helping us develop this in a lot of ways, as far as helping us just with advice on how to make it a new day for NFTs.
Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And guys, we have Ice Cube talking about NFTs. And we know he knows nothing about NFTs, but he stayed with the talking point. Remember guys, NFTs are nothing but tokenized goods, and it's going to bring in that digital ID along with AI. And then also we have Sky Bridges' Anthony Scaramucci. Everything will be tokenized, and we know he's telling the truth. But we know they leave out the fourth industrial revolution. They're not telling you that the robots, algorithms, and drones are going to take over the economy. He stated that cryptos are going to take off within 5 years. The reason why they said it because they know the fourth industrial revolution would have been built. Remember, 2022 is all about building. This is Shemitah year. But when tokenization is fully here, you will own nothing, but you will be happy. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Put that out on Twitter yesterday. Remember what Fidelity did to the U.S. stock market. When the 401ks were developed, Fidelity said, okay, we're one of the larger asset managers. We're going to use our sales and distribution platform, our great money management skills, and we're going to introduce the average investor to the notion of owning stocks and mutual funds. And so I predict that Fidelity will do for Bitcoin and possibly other cryptocurrencies down the road what they did for the U.S. stock market in the 80s and into the early 90s. And so this is a transformational seismic thing. They have $2.4 trillion in retirement accounts, custodied at Fidelity. Just imagine a small sliver of that, 1, 2, 3%, moving into Bitcoin. And that doesn't even include the additional potential investors. And of course, Skybridge, we will be offering that to our clients as soon as very, very early. One of the examples I use is, when we were logging on to Web 1 and we were using a modem and we had that big fat box computer and it took 35 seconds for the landing page from AOL to come on our computers, it would have been very hard to imagine where we'd be today with the internet, where we're now streaming, hundreds of millions of people are streaming 4K video over the internet. So think about how wide the pipes have gotten. Think about how much data that we can push through these pipes. And I think that's going to be what happens with Web3. Right now we can't see all of the wonderful applications that are coming, but one example I gave, imagine you're at the Starbucks, you have a tokenized stock on your phone. We started with stock certificates, then we went to QSIP numbers, and now they're digitally expressed in your account somewhere, like a Morgan Stanley or a Fidelity. But what if they become tokenized? And they're actually on the blockchain, these stock certificates, and you can hold it in your smart wallet on your phone. You could be walking into the Starbucks and talking to the barista, and the barista says, hey, okay, do you want to pay with your Starbucks stock? We're having a share repurchase program here, and we'll give you a 15% discount to buy your cup of coffee with your Starbucks stock. So I think weird things are going to happen. We'll be able to transfer bonds to stocks, stocks to bonds. We'll be able to tokenize just about anything that has value in our world, and that's going to be wonderfully expansive for our society. I do see Bitcoin trending towards 100,000. I would have thought that would have happened last year, but I missized the length of COVID. I missized some of the policy things that we did related to COVID in terms of the induction of all of this money that we put into the economy, which has led to the inflation. So I got those things wrong. But I do think supply-demand issues being what they are, let's say there's 20 million coins. There's likely a million or so that have been lost in the early adoption. We know that there's approximately 2-ish million left to be mined, or just under 2 million. So you're talking about a situation where you have tens of millions of people that will probably own Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, but there's only 20 million coins.
Right.
To put it in this perspective, JP Morgan said last month there's approximately 53 to 55 million US dollar millionaires. So if you only have 20 million coins, you don't even have enough Bitcoin for each millionaire to own a full Bitcoin. So I want you to think of the magnitude of that. And of course, with Fidelity now onboarding this and creating this platform of demand for something that has finite supply.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.